Hello students, in today's video class we will understand the chapter and it's a very beautiful poem When I Set Out for Leonese, and the poem is composed by a famous English novelist Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy was an English novelist and poet. He became very famous for his poetry and his wonderful novels. Hardy, Thomas Hardy, started his career as an architect in Dorchester. Though he could not make his career in architect, and he made his career successful in poetry and novelist. So this is an episode of his life when he started his life as an architect. So as a young apprentice means the person who learns something new, that is apprentice when you are in a practice period. Architect, and he is a British poet and novelist. Thomas Hardy once visited a parish to supervise the restoration. And parish here means a place which has its own church. So when he visited the place, that parish, to supervise the restoration or renovation work of a church, so he went there and he writes about his experiences over there. So he writes how he celebrate his successful attempt over there. On his return from the parish, people notice two things about him which are very clear, and it is that a new glow in his eyes, first one, and a crumpled piece of paper sticking out of his coat pocket. So what was the matter in that piece of paper? So that paper, it is recorded in one of his biographies and contained the draft of probably this very poem. So we are going to enjoy that very poem inspired by that visit in that parish, or he called that place Leonese. Actually, there is no place like Leonese. It is an imaginative place or a kind of mythical place it was. In Arthurian stories or in Arthurian legends, it is actually described as a country. So now let's enjoy the poem. When I set out for Leonese, 100 miles away, the rime was on the spray, and starlight lit my lonesomeness. When I set out for Leonese, 100 miles away. So first of all, we'll try to make out the rhyming scheme in the poem. So rhyming scheme, if you see it very clearly, it is A, then it is B, again B, then it is C, it is A, again B. So rhyming scheme in the stanza is A, B, B, C, A, B, A, B, B, C, A, B. And the same rhyming scheme is followed in other stanzas too. So we can say the poem has a regular rhyming scheme as A, B, B, C, A, B. So in the first stanza, poet says that when he made his journey to Leonese, to that place, it was winter time over there, and he went there to supervise the renovation work. The place was 100 miles away. 100 miles away, the rime was on the spray, and rime means frost. He says that it was a winter time. What suggests me to say it was a winter time? Because he says when he went to the place there was rime on the path, means frost, snow on the path. And he says starlight lit my lonesomeness. What illuminated his path? Because he was all alone on the path, on the way. He says that starlight only. So it was a night time and a starlight was there to help him out in lonesomeness. And lonesomeness means loneliness. Loneliness. Now again he says, when I set out for Leonese, 100 miles away. And the Leonese is a place that is 100 miles away from his original place. As I told earlier, Leonese here is described As a place, we call it parish. There is a area complex, there is a church of its own. But in actual, there is no place like Leonis in England. Now, so there is a figure of speech we can call a repetition, as the complete stanza is repeated, so we can call repetition or refrain. So figure of speech is refrain. And Leonis is repeated 2 times, so we can say the figure of speech is repetition and refrain, because when I set out for Leonis, this line is repeated. So as he was all alone on his path, he was doubtful, shaky, that how his experience would be there to see the renovation of the church. So in the second stanza, he continues with the same doubt, same kind of fear, by saying, what would begins at Leonis? What would begins at Leonis while I should sojourn there? No prophet thus declare, nor did the wisest wizard guess what would be chance at Leonis while I should sojourn there. So, by chance or by chance is a word, it means happen. Anything that happened or that he would find by chance. What would happen by chance over there? While I should sojourn there. Sojourn is to stay. At the time being, for the time being, he would stay over there. What would he have to face during his stay in the Leonis? He says that no prophet even could dare to see, or no prophet, no seer, no saint could dare to make a forecast. So that is his opinion. And he says in the new line, nor did the wisest wizard guess. A wizard means, we know the people who are expert in doing something, that is wizard. Or prophet, or means people who are expert, and prophet means messenger of God. So he says that no wisest fellow, even prodigious person who is called wisest, or no prophet even could forecast or foresee that what would happen there. Even the wisest magician cannot declare what would be his future over there. So it simply means that nobody could see the future. Whatever we experience in coming days, nobody could guess it. And this is the same, is he established a strong belief that nobody could see that what would be in future. So he says that again, there is a line is repeated, what would be chance at Leonis and while I should sojourn there. So these both the lines are repeated, we can call refrain figure of speech in the line. And in the above line, wisest wizard, we can say the figure of speech is alliteration. There are two vowel sounds continuously, alliteration is here. Now in the third and the concluding stanza, poet says, when I returned from Leonis with magic in my eyes, all marked with mute surmise, my radiance rare and fathomless, when I returned from Leonis with magic in my eyes. Again, the poem has almost similar kind of rhyming scheme, as you can see. And the first line it says, now he returned from Leonis. And when he returned, he came with a kind of hidden joy, magic in his eyes. And the magic is simply a metaphor for joy. Now he says, all marked it. And everyone, when he was on his way, on his path, the people over there who saw him, every one of them noticed this mute or kind of quiet. Everyone saw him in a quiet guesses. They all made their guesses in a quiet way. They did not declare that whether he was happy or not, but they could make it out. And that was a kind of radiance, or that was a kind of inner joy. That was, the joy was fathomless, you cannot measure it, immense we can call. So he simply says that when he returned from that place, we call it parish earlier, means a place, a campus where there it church. So when he came from there, he was quite doubtful that whether he would be, his experience would be there good or not. But when he came, so through this poem, he celebrates his successful attempt. So he was very happy, we can say, as his eyes shone with joy. And everybody who saw him, they marked, they tried silently to mark or to guess the region of his deep and unmeasurable, or we can call uncommon happiness. Fathomless means uncommon, or that we cannot count or cannot measure. Radiance means a kind of inner glow, kind of inner joy. Again, he says, when I returned from Leonis with a magic in my eyes. So, when he came from there, he had magic in his eyes, and that magic was quite kind of uh, internal or limitless. And surmise means thought, imagination. And all the people who saw him, they made their own guesses. They make out the the happy, unlimited happiness of narrator from coming from that holy place. So in this, with this poem, we can say that when the poet went there to visit the place, the poet wanted to write in the poem that when you go to such holy places, you celebrate the pleasure of visiting such holy places. Or he is going to symbolize the benefit of going or visiting to such holy places. When you come to such places, you come with a kind of inner joy. It is not visible to all, but yes, it is some kind of peculiar or uncommon or fathomless, rare kind of radiance, happiness that and only wise people can guess. So when he returned, people could see one thing, that is a glow in his eyes and a crumpled piece of paper stick to his coat pocket. It was given, narrated earlier. And one more strong message poet wanted to convey in the second kind of stanza was that even no prophet, no wisest person could foretell the future, what would or what could be in the future. No, nobody can make any guess. So our future is, our coming time is unpredictable. So there is no point in being worried or being tormented about all these things which may happen or which come in future. So we should be all the time happy with doing whatever comes on our way. So this is a strong message in this point. I hope you must have enjoyed it, discussing the figure of speeches or figures of speeches, or talking about the rhyming scheme of the poem. Please underline the difficult words and understand the poem well for a better understanding. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you.